and welcome to Good Game Spawn Point. I'm Will, and coming up on the show, some games that don't quite add up. Crash is back for the 8th game in the main series. With Crash Bandicoot 4, it's about time. Plus, we've got a new Super Mario Bros. Game that puts a Battle Royale spin on things, with Super Mario Bros. 35. Hang on, if my mental maths is correct, and it probably isn't, this is the 22nd game in the Super Mario Bros. Franchise, but it's called Super Mario Bros. 35. Is counting a joke to these people? Do numbers even matter anymore? I demand answers! Oh, it's 35 because of the 35th anniversary, right? Well, that makes a whole lot more sense. Can we just cut the bit from before when we can? Cool, good. On with the show.
When Crash Bandicoot 3 came out in 1998, I was but a mere baby, struggling to walk, much less get through a level of this trap-infested platformer. 22 years later though, I'm pretty confident I've mastered walking, but I'm still getting this babbling Bandicoot's butt kicked by all manner of temporal terrors. In Crash Bandicoot 4, it's about time. Your first Crash Bandicoot game, here's all you need to know. Bandicoots are good, weirdly proportioned doctors are bad. Which is why two of our nefarious villains, Dr. Neo Cortex and Entropy, are trapped in a time prison, where they can't hurt anyone and... Oh good, they've ripped open the time-space continuum. So it's up to Crash, Coco, and some dimension-hopping friends to set things right and put these time-traveling terrors in their place, which will be no easy feat. The game gives you two ways to play. Modern mode, which lets you die as many times as you like without punishment, and retro, which only gives you a certain number of lives to use before booting you right back to the beginning of the level. I chose modern because I like to hurl myself at a problem again, and again, and again, until I get it right. Then go back for a clean run without that death counter mocking me. Yeah, I know, okay, you don't need to remind me, I was there. As you explore the different islands that make up the campaign, you'll be treated to some seriously gorgeous environments. From frostbitten mountains, to the sun-bathed ponds of a Japanese garden world, to sand and rust-covered desert bungalows. There's such a beautiful variety to the levels that you'll almost forget you're one step away from doom at any given moment, because those classic Crash Bandicoot staples are all here. Legging it down linear paths to avoid rampaging foes, checkpoints spaced out just far enough that you'll definitely hit an obstacle right before you reach it, and of course those dang nitro crates that haunt my dreams. One big difference this time around though is the quantum masks, which grant the user time and space altering abilities. I love these, and not just because I'm a sucker for space magic. Switching between planes of existence to get around, hovering over great gaps with the power of dark matter, slowing down time to tackle fast-moving platforms, it is awesome. I enjoyed every second I got to use these powers, because they fit this wacky world so perfectly, but never overstay their welcome. And I gotta say, as much as I may have raged and cursed my stumpy button-mashing fingers, the level design here is fantastic. There's such a great sense of flow between each obstacle that when you've had enough practice, it becomes like a dance. I definitely favoured some over others. The Party Town rooftops were my favourite, with lots of bouncy platforms and well-placed crates to carry me through. But the majority have a wonderful sense of pacing, and enough challenge to be unforgiving but never unfair. The only place I felt the bar drop a little bit was in the boss fights. They felt a little half-baked, and mostly boiled down to jumping over projectiles and waiting for your enemy to show its weakness. That being said, they do still have that need to be methodical while also being able to react in the heat of the moment to stay alive, so I did still get some enjoyment out of them. This is more of a narrative thing, but I love how these crisscrossing storylines interact between the playable characters. Torna, who is my new favourite by the way, sorry Coco, is on her own quest. And while playing through her sections, which are sadly quite few and far between, you see how her actions affected earlier levels played as Crash or Coco. Same with Dingodile, who, armed with the most powerful vacuum known to man, gets sucked into a rift and spat across various levels to carry out his own brand of chaos. It's a lot of that wibbly-wobbly, time-bending fun I was really hoping to get out of a multiverse manipulating game. There's also a ton of replayability here for any completionists out there. In each level, you can earn gems by meeting set goals, like smashing all the crates and finding the hidden gem somewhere in the environment. Collect them all and you unlock a skin. Also, bragging rights at the dinner table. There's flashback tapes scattered around that unlock levels set back when Cortex was first doing experiments on Crash. And there's also inverted mode, which when I first heard that title, I panicked a bit, thinking the devs had finally tried to push me over the edge by messing with the controls or something. But thankfully, it's just flipping the layout of the levels, which doesn't really make it any more or less difficult, but these sections do provide a chance to earn more gems. If I had to sum up my time with Crash Bandicoot 4, I'd say it was humbling. Whether you're new to the series or a completionist veteran, this game throws so much at you that you're never left wanting. It's high energy, chaotic fun, and keeps up that momentum all throughout its playtime. And even though trying to get all those gems has probably taken years off my life, I can't say I didn't have a great time with it. So I'm giving Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time 4.5 out of 5 rubber cocos. I mean chickens. Rubber chickens.
Greetings and welcome to The Scoop! It's time for some gaming news! There's no time like gaming news time, except maybe lunchtime, or noob lasering time, possibly hammer time. But I digress. Let's scoop! First up this week, highlights from the recent Minecraft Live event. This year's installment of the annual live stream for all things Minecraft announced that the next major update theme will be caves and cliffs. It will bring with it improved cave generation, things like lush caves and an archaeology system. It will also add crystals and amethyst geodes, a new redstone development called Skulk Growth and Skulk Sensor, and a new sound-sensitive, hostile mob from the deepest dark, known as the Warden. The cliffs will welcome new mountain goat mobs, as voted during last year's Minecraft event. Other new additions include lightning rods, zap, bundles for inventory management, and copper, which oxidizes over time, turning it a greenish shade. How rustic. Just like in real life. Plus, axolotls. News that I'm sure fans of those neotenic salamanders will like a lotl. Oh, they're cute little things. In other blocky news, Minecraft Dungeons is set to receive crossplay and some more updates, like the Howling Peaks DLC due out in December. There was also a vote for another new mob to be added to the game. Presented with the choice between the Moobloom, the Glow Squid, or the Isologer, the Glow Squid emerged victorious, claiming the title of next new mob on the block. Moving along now, and speaking of new mobs on the block, the latest fighter to join the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate roster is Minecraft Steve. Steve has been a long-suggested fighter ever since Super Smash Bros. Ultimate was first released, and it now has come to pass. That is, the paid DLC Fighter's Pass. Steve's moveset will include the ability to use pickaxes, lay down blocks, and of course, craft. Minecraft's Alex, Zombie, and Enderman will also join the fight. Luckily, there's no sign of the dreaded Herobrine. Yet. Next up, it's some news from the Pokemon Company. a recent announcement revealed that the Icy Crown Tundra expansion for Pokemon Sword and Shield is due out at the end of October. One of its biggest features is that players will be able to capture every legendary Pokemon that's ever appeared in the main series, though some will be exclusive to either Sword or Shield. Now it's time we had an extra scoop! Those bouncing beans in Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout may have a cute and colourful exterior, but an X-ray view of a Fall Guy skeleton created by one of the game's concept artists has intrigued and unsettled gamers everywhere. Ooh. Makes me extra glad that robots don't have skeletons. And that's all the time we have for the scoop today, until we scoop again. Oh, what a time. Oh, now it's noob lasering time. Watch out, noobs.
Imagine eating the same sandwich for decades. Ham, cheese, and tomato. Sure, it's what made you love sandwiches, but how many times can you really roll out that same sandwich? Well, welcome to the Nintendo Bakery, where we'll serve you that same 35-year-old stale sandwich, and still it will seem pretty fresh and nourishing. Did I roll too hard into that one? As 2020 marks the Plumber Brothers' 35th birthday, I mean technically it's his 39th because he first appeared in Donkey Kong, but shh, Nintendo has decided to give Mario the coolest, most hip, most now birthday present imaginable, a Battle Royale. Super Mario Bros. 35 sets you and 34 other real-life players upon the 8 worlds of the original Super Mario Bros. Game at the same time. It's a one-to-one recreation of those classic levels, with every Goomba and Koopa exactly where it should be. The controls feel far more responsive, and jumps feel less floaty in this iteration too. If you're a pro in the original games, you'll have an upper hand here, to an extent, because this time, you're not alone. Bonking your way across any of those pixelated pesks, you'll throw the down enemies into other players' levels, fracturing their simple run. But vice versa, you'll find a steadily increasing horde of foes from the opposition to defeat as you push deeper into the match. Thankfully, there's a world bar that displays handy hints of incoming enemies. The chaos of Tetris 99 has certainly informed Mario's turn in the Battle Royale arena, because even though you're not in the same level as the opposition, everyone is your enemy. Having a group of 35 playing is slightly rewarding though, in addition to the sheer frantic fun of seeing 34 other players hopelessly zipping through World 1-1. When you do hit that eventual failure screen and you see how many people you've outlasted, you'll get to feel just that little bit better about yourself, before scrolling up and spectating as the survivors just stamp all over your pride. Do pay attention to them though, as you'll often gain some much needed tips and tricks by observing how they do things. Now, if you're a cheeky player and you don't want to rely on any raw skill and talent, the humble Mario power-up is here to play. Before you dive into a match, you can spend your hard-earned coin on power-ups including a big mushroom, fire flower, or superstar. Costing a mere 20 to 50 coins each, it's a pretty big and easy advantage, maybe too big. Jumping in with a fire flower, as long as you don't get stuck between a brick and a Goomba place, you've basically won the game. Just stand still and fire away at all those pesky sprites. It does feel like a bit of a cheat, but the beauty of the game is the better you do, the more you'll get punished, with a barrage of enemies just around the corner. It's also vital to keep track of your timer. Run out of seconds and it's game over. So make sure you bop as many critters as possible to add precious time to your clock. This game can be like a constant blue shell. But let me just check my notes. Yep, old Mario game, online players. Yep, that's the game. Oh wait, icons. As you burn through the same first level for the 50th time, you'll hopefully level up. And when you do, you'll earn icons that you can swap in as your display picture on the home screen. And that is the game. Yeah, despite 35 years of history, there's not much else going on here outside of play Mario, but with more enemies, which feels weird. This is Mario, the franchise I play with family and friends. Give me a way to play with my friends. Maybe a frantic co-op mode in the style of New Super Mario Bros. At the very least, give me a few different characters to play as. Sure, for a shake-up, there's the ability to practice your unlocked levels, but as you'll already need a Nintendo Online subscription to be playing 35, you can always just play the original game in the digital NES app anyway. Another thing is that Super Mario Bros. 35 is only available to play until the end of March next year. Why? I just can't help but feel Nintendo have dropped a half-baked game and moved on to the next sandwich. I know, why can't I just love a simple thing? But a game that banks on the success of its past is often a worry, and whilst the format of a battle royale brings a few more frantic elements to the table, there's not all that much new here. It is still fun though, and it's hard to fault level design that's carved out 35 years of gaming. I just hope that Nintendo delivers some updates to Super Mario Bros. 35 to shake it up in the short time it's around. For now though, it's 3.5 out of 5 rubber chickens. I can't lie though, I'm kind of peckish for a toasty now.
Okay, here we go again. It's AskSP time. We've got questions and they need answers. So let's pair them up together like so many wayward socks in a pile of washing. First up, we have a video from Rupin.
Hi GGSP. I have 2 questions for you and they're both about Animal Crossing's New Horizon. 1, how do you get CJ and Flick on your island? And 2, how do you get golden tools? Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, Rupin. To your first question about CJ and Flick, well, after you've upgraded your resident services, CJ and Flick will appear on your island on a rotating schedule similar to some other island visitors. They will each visit your island on a random weekday at least once every 2 weeks. It can be hard to know the exact day they'll stop by for these regular visits. But CJ will also visit whenever a seasonal fishing tourney is happening. So that's the second Saturday of January, April, July, and October. And Flick will arrive whenever there is a bug-off tournament too. These are currently planned for the third Saturday of January, February, November, and December for Southern Hemisphere islands. As for getting those golden tools, well, the DIY recipes are each tied to a particular achievement. I know the golden watering can is unlocked when you reach a 5-star rating on your island, but I'm not quite sure about the other ones. I better give Darren a call, he'll definitely know.
Hello, you've reached Darren.
Hey Darren, it's Rad. Rupin was wondering how you get golden tools in Animal Crossing New Horizon. I know about the watering can, but what about the other ones?
Oh, well, it's quite straightforward. The DIY recipe for the golden axe is unlocked once you break 100 axes. The golden slingshot recipe is unlocked after you shoot down 300 balloons. A golden balloon will float through the sky soon after, and you'll find the golden slingshot recipe inside. The golden net requires you to catch every type of bug in the game. The golden fishing rod when you catch every fish. And the golden shovel is unlocked after saving Gulliver a certain number of times. If you can withstand all his nautical puns, that is.
Oh, you're not a fan, Darren? I think they're naughty cool.
They just don't float my boat. Oh, maybe they're okay. Anyway, once you have the recipes for golden tools, you'll need all the necessary materials to craft them too.
Oh, good to know. Thanks, Darren. That knowledge is as good as gold.
You're welcome. So long.
Bye. All right, and moving on now to our next question. This one is a video that comes to us from Mateo.
Dear GGSP, I have one question. What is the best skateboarding game for PS4? Bye.
Thanks, Mateo. That is a good question. Well, unfortunately, some of the bigger, well-known skating titles out there, like Tony Hawk, are rated M. So I think your best bet in the G or PG realm at the moment would be the Ollie Ollie games. Ollie Ollie and Ollie Ollie 2, welcome to Ollywood. These are 2D side-scrolling skating games, so they're much more of an arcade-style experience. But you can still jump, spin, grind, and flip your way to a fun time. Aside from that, well, there is a new installment in the popular Skate series in the works, but we don't know much about that yet or what it'll be classified as when it gets released. There's also Skatebird, which has been confirmed for PC and Switch, but I'm not sure if or when it might arrive on PS4. I hope that answers your question. Now, rolling on to another video. This one comes from Avery and Ninja.
Hey GGSP, I'm Avery, and this is Ninja. We want to know if there's going to be any new updates in Super Mario Odyssey. Thanks, that's all, bye!
Thanks so much, Avery and Ninja. Ninja looks like a fine canine companion. Now, if you're wondering if there's gonna be any new updates for Super Mario Odyssey, well, I'm sorry to say I haven't heard any plans for anything like that recently. The last major update I remember was when they added support for the Nintendo Labo VR kit back in April last year. And you would think that if there were going to be any more major updates to the game, we might have heard something along with all those other big Mario announcements for the 35th anniversary this year. There is always the chance they could add something new, even if it's just smaller stuff like new outfits. But my guess is that the Mario team at Nintendo are likely focusing their time on other projects at the moment. We have heard that an upgraded Switch console could be on the way next year though, so maybe this could bring us a Super Mario Odyssey sequel or something? Though for now, that's just speculation. It's not based on any official info. Just wishful thinking. I guess for now we'll just have to keep an eye out. And an ear out. Why don't we keep a nose out too, just in case we sniff any Super Mario Odyssey news? I think it would smell like plumbing and pasta. Oh, and if you like Super Mario Odyssey, you really should check out Super Mario 3D All-Stars before it leaves the Switch in March to explore some of Mario's earlier 3D adventures. But it looks like we've reached the end of another AskSP adventure. If you've got a question you'd like to ask us, go here to send it in. And if you make it a video question and we answer it on the show, you'll get some cool GGSP loot. It feels good to pair questions with their answers once again. Balance is restored to the AskSP inbox. Oh, but I still have quite a lot of laundry sorting to do. Hey, I wonder if I could play some kind of laundry sorting simulator. That could be fun.
Well, just like a Bandicoot, we have crashed through to the end of the level. And by level, I mean episode. But don't worry, because we've got something that will get the crowds cheering next week on the show. As we look at the latest in the mega football franchise that is FIFA, with FIFA 21. Plus, we'll be going on an epic journey through ancient India in Raji, an ancient epic. See, it even has epic and ancient in the title. But in the meantime, jump on the ABC Me app to get yourself a snack-sized serving of GGSP. This week, Rad is taking on the life of a trade merchant in the pirate-filled seas of Port Royale 4. But that's all for now, so until next time, may all your games be good ones. Gem out. Rad out.
Will out.